Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Man United have beaten Blackburn Rovers 2-1 in the FA Cup. It was a hard-fought game. It was a proper FA Cup tie. For any neutral out there watching, they would have been absolutely buzzing. The FA Cup draw is going to happen whilst we are live on air. So we will be bringing that to you as well. So if you want to stay with us for that, we will give you the updates as and when they go in. Obviously, we've got a few other videos dropping tonight as well, so make sure you're staying tuned to the channel. But we'll start off by talking about Manchester United. But Blackburn deserve lots and lots of credit. They were courageous, they were charismatic, they were energetic, they attacked well. They did absolutely wonderfully. They did absolutely wonderfully, in my opinion, today. I think that they did themselves massively proud, and they should be... And they should be proud of themselves. They really, really should be proud of themselves for the way they did things, the way they conducted themselves, for the way they operated on the football pitch. They were absolutely brilliant. They really were. And I think that when push comes to the shove, they'll probably be disappointed in the way that the result went as well, because they had opportunities throughout the course of that game to equalise. They had opportunities in that game to sort of put the ball in the back of the net. They had opportunities in that game to maybe even walk away with more than just a valiant performance against United. And I think that they can hold their heads up high. Man United themselves weren't at the races early on in that game. That's not an exaggeration. That's the absolute truth. They weren't at the races early on. And I think that the hurrying and the hustling and the pressure and the physicality that Blackburn brought to the game really got under Manchester United's skin. And you saw a lot of mediocre performances from Manchester United players. Namely, for me, the player that I found was probably the worst on the pitch for the entirety of the game was Henrik Mkhitaryan. I know people will shout straight away and be like, oh, well, he got the assist for the equaliser. And he did, and it was a wonderful pass. But over the course of 94 minutes that he was on the pitch, that was the only thing. That was the only thing that he did. And that, for me, isn't good enough. When I'm being absolutely honest, that isn't good enough from a player that I believe is world class. He was really, really poor. In terms of midfield, until Paul Pogba came on in the 62nd minute, United weren't good enough. They couldn't dominate their midfield. I've said it about Herrera all year. He's had a brilliant season. In a midfield three, he's great. When he's got him and Pogba next to each other in a midfield two, he does better. But when he has to play there with Michael Carrick, when he doesn't have a world-class talent around him, when the midfield isn't congested around him with quality, Herrera struggles. United didn't control the area of the pitch. Excuse me, got a cold. The changes happened, and all of a sudden, Manchester United improved. I do apologise about the noise happening going on behind me, but it's a living house, and there are people getting on with their lives. So, I think the substitution massively helps, as we were talking about. If we look at other players on the pitch as well, I felt that Lingard was pretty ineffective. Although his general play was okay, his passing was alright, his touch was okay. He really tried, he worked hard, missed a really good opportunity. He was impotent in the game, the same as Mkhitaryan. Martial was pulled off. He's been playing regularly recently, but he was pulled off because he was ineffective again. And he had one good run in the first half where he put Mkhitaryan through. Mkhitaryan screwed that up as well. He was brought off on the 62nd minute as Martial for Ibrahimovic, and he was brought off to lots of people complaining and moaning at it. You go on Twitter, search it, you'll see Ibrahimovic comes on. There's people, oh, he's going to slow the gameplay down. Why is it Martial that's coming off? Blah, blah, blah. It's because Rashford was having a good game in both positions that he played in. Because Martial hadn't done anything for 62 minutes, and the manager had to make some changes. Just bear me 1 second, people. Sorry, I had to shut the door because there was some noise coming through. But for me, it was frustrating to watch as a Manchester United fan, but I think from a neutral perspective, watching the game of football, it was what the FA Cup's about. It was magical and it was beautiful. The draw is now happening behind me, so we will give you updates on that as things go on. But for me, as I mentioned a few times during the live stream, if you were watching it, there were lots of players that didn't turn up today for Man United. I thought Darmian had a very average game, both defensively and offensively, in the left-back position. Spoke about Mkhitaryan being ineffective for 93 minutes of the 94 other than one pass. Martial did absolutely nothing. Lingard, on reflection, didn't do much wrong, but he didn't do anything in the game also. Carrick and Herrera were okay, but they did brilliantly once Pogba came onto the pitch, and that shows the difference in class of that man. Rashford had a very good game, and I thought Rojo and Smalling were very hit and miss at times, and both got bullied a little bit by Emnes and by Danny Graham at times, and they both need to improve massively in terms of their overall play in those areas of the pitch. But Zlatan and Pogba, with the impetus of the change, the manager gets it right, bringing on two of his best players, or his two best defensive players, definitely. The system changed as well from 4-2-3-1 to 4-3-3. Man United improved massively, and you saw a huge difference in the way Manchester United were performing. And for me, the substitutes both made the goal. Great long ball, or long pass, or whatever you want to call it, by Paul Pogba. Depends if you want to be positive or negative. Through to Zlatan. And he finishes it, and he just shuts up the haters. He shuts up all the idiots that continue to challenge his position at Manchester United, that continue to belittle his goal-scoring record at the club, that moan and they win. Man United are ball number 3, Lincoln are ball number 1. And watch out for ball number 6, ball number 2, and ball number 7. That's a combination of United, Chelsea, and Tottenham. So we'll keep you posted on that. Obviously, there's still 2 teams. Sutton is still in the draw because they haven't played Arsenal yet. And Huddersfield and Man City drew yesterday, so there'll be a replay in that game. And we'll talk through that as we go on. But up with Zlatan, so glad that he's just shutting up the haters. We've got a big video coming out all about fake news, Man United haters, and United fans being a little bit sort of obsessed with that kind of thing going on. RIP my time. What does that mean? I don't get what everyone's talking about. Here we go. The draw's going to start now, and then we'll go back to some of the comments and we'll talk more about Man United. Now, I apologise for having to keep wiping my nose, but I can't have all stuff running down my face, can I? That'd be rather gross. The balls are leaving the velvet bag and entering the see-through little pot. Home draw for United to be brilliant for a quarter-final game. It's quarter-finals next, right? Quarter-finals or 6th round, it used to be known as. So, hands going in. High Hargreaves, what's he pulling out? It's Chelsea. I saw the number 6. You don't want Chelsea away. Do not pull out number 3 here. You do not want... Man United. It's Man United. Chelsea, Man United. Man United are away at Chelsea. I see him pick it up. I knew it was coming out. The hardest draw. The hardest draw. Man United have just got it. God damn. Man United get Chelsea. Number 5 comes out now. Middlesbrough. I said in my preview to this, there's going to be a massive game. There's going to be a few massive games in this quarterfinal. Number 7, if City get through, they'll be away to Middlesbrough. You are going to see Tottenham Arsenal in the other quarterfinal. That's happening. Number 2, Tottenham. The number that's now going to come out is going to be number 4. And it will then be Lincoln versus Millwall. It's going to be number 4 that comes out. Oh, no, it's not. Number 8, Tottenham Millwall. That means, wow. If Arsenal beat Sutton tomorrow night, it will be Lincoln versus Sutton. Oh my God. So Lincoln could be going to the Emirates. But if Sutton pull off the unbelievable tomorrow and beat Arsenal, there'll be a non-league team in the semi-finals. Wow. Man United Chelsea though, that's the one. That's the big draw. Man United versus Chelsea. Whew. Huge. Huge. There we go. However, let's go back to this game now. We know that Man United have gone and drawn themselves against Chelsea. Not happy with that draw. Going away to Stamford Bridge. It's never been a good place in my lifetime as a United fan. Got beat there massively. 4-0 earlier on in the season. So that's going to be a huge game. That's going to be played between the 10th and the 13th of March, so it's not that long away. It's only 3 weeks away. Huge. Obviously, United versus Chelsea will definitely be televised, but that's massive. But back onto today's game. Go through it again. United were largely disappointing for large parts of that game until the change. Blackburn, they drove forward. They gave everything they've got, and they did really well. You have to say they did really well as a football club, Blackburn, and they'll probably feel disappointed being in the changing room today, being on the losing side. And before the game, you probably wouldn't have found many Blackburn fans that were thinking that before playing Manchester United in the current position they find themselves in within English football. I think that Jose, will he be happy with the performance? He'll be happy with the victory. He'll be happy to be in the quarterfinals. But when push comes to shove, there'll be a lot of Manchester United players that will get dragged aside, I think, and given a little bit of a bollocking and told to sort themselves out because they weren't good enough today. They genuinely weren't good enough, and they need to improve massively as games go on, because Mkhitaryan can't be that poor again. He simply can't allow himself to be that bad again. Martial, the lack of consistency came back into his game today. Look, Jesse Lingard, he did all right. But do we expect any more from Jesse Lingard? He had a Jesse Lingard type performance today. He's a fringe player. He's a squad player. We don't expect from him what we expect from Martial, Mkhitaryan, Paul Pogba, Zlatan. We don't expect that. So for me, it was okay. I went to the game and had to sit with Rovers fans. Lol, got thrown out for when Rashford scored. Did you, Jamie? Well, fair play to you, because I would have been thrown out as well if I was sitting with him for a goal like that. Will not make it easy for Chelsea, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't see Chelsea beating United 4-0 again. That's a fluke result. So bring it on, I say. Bring it on. Like, at the end of the day, if we beat Chelsea, that's a big team out of the tournament. That's the way you've got to look at it. It's a big rival out the way. Beat Chelsea, we go to Wembley. That's it. Simple and straightforward as that. Games in 3 weeks' time, it'll be absolutely buzzing. But as I say, overall, happy that Zlatan shut those haters down today. Big improvement needed from some Manchester United players. Please leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care.